Okay, so dear Dharma practitioners, be comfortable yourself and relax your body and keep your back straight, neck head straight in one line and your right palm on your left. So gently close your eyes and bring attention to this bell sound, and while you're focusing to the sound, mentally relax your body, relax your mind and relax your breathing with your thoughts. So do nothing extra. Just follow the sound, please. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the Exalted One, the fully enlightened one. So dear Dhamma practitioners, before we start our practice session, as usual, we'll take few minutes for ourselves to understand how this meditation or how this practice will help for us to develop our inner awareness and develop our clarity, and at the same time, how we can apply this wisdom to our day-to-day life. So when it comes to life, as you know, it depends on our thoughts. This everything thoughts. So when it comes to thoughts, we experience thoughts from the memory. The very nature of the memory, it always replays. So when you get the new experience, and out of that new experience, you're going to have different thoughts. So when you have different thoughts, it replaces your memory. So then in this very moment, what you know, by the time it's going to disappear. And then you will experience something else. And sometimes we take these thoughts as our reality. But thoughts depend on the memory, it is not the reality. Reality means what is exactly happening in this very moment. To get into the reality, you have to drop the thoughts. But while you holding your own thoughts as reality, you miss it. So the meditation is one method. You slowly release thoughts and connect it to the reality. And other thing is, when it comes to our liberation, transformation, wisdom, nibbana, it is not something we go from this place to that place. It is a transformation of our own thoughts. So that's mean what you think in this very moment, you are capable to change. But the thing is this, when we so attached to our own thoughts, when we are so holding to our own ideas, you're not going to let go it. So that's why we practice meditation. So when you develop your primary mental object And when you again and again bring the awareness or the attention towards the primary mental object, it will slowly help you to release the thoughts and bring the connection to what you exactly experience right now, right here. So this is the very simple mechanism. But as you know, sometimes rather than practice, we bring the thought patterns again and again to our own practice. So here practice means what? You have to let go what is in your head that you hold from with your thoughts. So another way, you have to let go your memory. So when it comes to memory, that when you experience something right now, right here as it is, that also going to become kind of like a memory. But that is not a memory that you hold by memorizing. That memory going to be there because your experience 100% complete. So out of that, what you gain is never going to detach you from your reality, because that what you experience empower, increase the ability of recognition. So that is a different memory. But by memorizing, thinking, by using thoughts, repetition sometimes bring our past to present moment. So that will disconnect the experience from the reality. So then there are two ways that you have to understand, and that understanding will help you when you practice how and where you should focus. So when it comes to us, that as we know, in the Dharma, it always talk about no self. And also there's no unchangeable form. So when it comes to wisdom path, there are three windows, there are three doors that you can gain into wisdom. So that three doors, today we're going to open a little bit. So one window is, this is because of that is. This is because of that is. So that, another one is, the symbol of something is not the same as the thing itself. The symbol of something is not the same as things itself. And third one is, having no destination will help you not to lose the road. So those are the three windows. Those are the three doors that you can enter to liberation. So that means deeply, what is liberation means transforming your thoughts from thinking memory to experience moment. So experience the reality. So this is because of that is. What does this mean? So this means there is not something independently, separately exist, but things exist as a result of many reasons. So when it comes to day-to-day life, that you have that everything that what we experience is nothing exists itself. So that's why there is no such a permanent independent soul or the self. The everything we experience as a result of many things. So there is no such a thing independently exist as a flower. So flower become because of many other things not belong to flower. And there is no such a thing called the body. So the body become because of many body parts. So you can't go and buy a car itself independently, separately. When you buy a car, what you buy many parts together. So that's why when sometimes after a few years when you use, and maybe when you break, when the car breaks down, you change the parts. And when you buy the car, if you know the mechanism, sometimes there is a warranty. So, and some warranties for each and every parts of the car, but there is no warranty for the tires. So, but without the tires, you're not going to buy a car. And when it comes to the most important part of the car, when it's running, even though engine and all other parts, the tires are the most important part. Because without that, it doesn't matter how good and how new the engine and all other body parts, it's not going to work. But when it comes to the warranty or the insurance, and there is no insurance for the tires. There's no company warranty for the tires. See that? So when it comes to this everything, that we take that everything together, but once we hold it to something, we can't see the process. It's kind of like that what we hold as a form make us blind. But what you need to understand, whatever you experience there, behind that there is something else. So it's a kind of same like the relativity. So one time, the Einstein and the student had a conversation, young boy. And this young boy asked from Einstein, "Sir, master, what is this relativity? What is this?" So then Einstein told this: if you hold a very hot plate, few minutes in your hand, you feel it kind of like one day. But if you sit next to a very young, beautiful girl, one day, maybe you feel it kind of like a few minutes for you. So that is relativity. So it's a beautiful way of explaining that the way we take things and exactly whatever that exist, and it's kind of like two different things. So if you become very careful, so whatever you hold by mind with the ideas, because of that, and you experience something outside, and that point of view create exactly what is this outside world for us. So in case, if you are capable to get out of that your point of view and start to observe, you may see this complete connection. But otherwise, most of time, what is happening in our head, we take as the world. So because of that, we can't see the connection. So that's why practicing meditation, will bring the ability for yourself to understand this connection. So that's become kind of like, once you come to that understanding, causation, cause and effect, you're not going to anything that any experience that kind of like as a independent, separate experience. You recognize it's part of something. And that will help you to, while you experience in this very moment, to see the connection from that other end. And that is where you recognizing, you start to see the waves not separate from the ocean. So the waves itself become a part of the ocean. So when it comes to our life events in day-to-day life, and when the things go up and down, and sometimes when everything happens the way we want, we become so happy. But when the things not going to happen the way we want, we become unhappy. But if you are capable to get out of your own point of view, holding to your own inner thoughts, and see this all as a part of life, your journey going to become more successful. Your life itself going to become successful. Another thing is, in this very moment, you are capable to experience the life. You are capable to experience the life to the highest level with the deeper transformation, not holding to thoughts, but by wisdom. Another thing is the second door that you can enter to the window, the enlightenment, or the next window that you can experience the liberation or the transformation, that the symbol of something is not the same as the things itself. So everywhere when we see signs, symbols, it will help us to get the mental image. So that will help us to understand something. So but the thing is, what is that you see through the symbol? It is not there. So as example, while you're driving on freeways, you see the sign that the Los Angeles city limit. So it is just the symbol. It is the board that you see. But that is not the city limit. So then you're not going to quote up. Hold it to that what you see. It gives you a kind of like understanding for yourself to enter to something. So like that in day-to-day life, that what we experience with our eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, and mind. And just keep the mind away for a moment, that with our eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, with the feelings that what we experience, it is just a symbol for a moment. But what you experience in that very moment, it's kind of like giving you a symbol, and it's like a sign, but it is not there. So now we go to the thoughts. And with our mind, what we experience, in the moment it come to you as a name and form. But what come as name and forms, it is not there. So as example, you sitting in front of the computer or the iPad or the iPhone or so whatever. And maybe your car is parked somewhere else. And in that very moment, in your mind, you can think about your car. And it is a symbol you that see within yourself. But that what you see As a car in your head, it is not there. So now expand that same wisdom to outside things. As a husband, as a wife, as a child, that what you see, it's not there itself in that very moment. So once you recognize that, you recognize this life means is kind of like a mental game. So then you become very clear careful regarding your own thoughts, and you become very careful regarding what you think. And you're not going to hold it to just the only surface level, because that you recognize there is something more deeper happening invisibly. So that way, that whatever the names and the forms that you carry, you're not going to hold, or you're not going to clinging to that deeply. And then in that very moment, with your whatever you experience, you gain little bit freedom to move forward. So that will give the entering permission to yourself for the liberation. So otherwise that clinging arises, that because we hold it to something, what we see, we exactly think it is there. And other thing is deeply that when the process is happening, it gives it meanings. So as example, that we see this singing bowl. So this is a symbol. But the singing, that the when we touch it or when we play it, it's something else happen. But what you see itself not going to bring the result. It needs some kind of different action. So the same thing with any symbol, that what you see itself not going to bring what you think. It needs something else also. So like that, you can expand that wisdom little by little, little by little. And there are more other ways that you can explain this. You can break down this, the major, the fundamental understanding. So the third one, the third door or the third window that you can enter to the liberation is having no destination, giving you the freedom. And when you don't have the destination, you're not going to get lost. Why this is a kind of like a path of liberation? The very reason we are so goal-oriented people, and we already set up something ahead, and we always look into that, and we always dreaming to that. And in this very moment, we set up something regarding tomorrow. But tomorrow going to become completely brand new day for us. In a brand new day, you can't experience what you think in this very moment. So it's going to become different. But without understanding that difference, if you hold it to your own dream or your own goal or your own thoughts, what will happen? When you reach to tomorrow, you can't see there, because you're going to see something else. But maybe it is a different form of what you want, but if you hold it to your own goal, maybe you have no opportunity to get that what is there. So then always you have to remember that when you get out of this, the strong desire to reach to something, and when you have the strong desire to hold it to certain things or the ideas or the methods or the pattern, and it make you very limited. And that will create a kind of like a fear to let go that. So in that way, you become very limited person to whatever you practice. In that way, you can't experience beyond that what you think. So that means you become very limited within your own mind, and it going to become your life. But this, in this very path, that the path of liberation, the very first thing that you have to have the freedom inside you, within your own thoughts. So that's why when it comes to the method of vipassana, you have to let go all the patterns, the methods, the all the techniques, but thoroughly, deeply, vigorously, you have to develop critical, analytical observation. And no method become the method. But it is not easy for us. Why? Because we so into to patterns, methods, and that's how we build up our life. So it makes us so comfortable. But if you hold it to that comfort, you become very limited person. So that's why sometimes you have to practice how to be free. And that freedom is not this with this outside world, with the material things, within your own head, within your own ideas, within your own thoughts, to get out of your own point of view. Sometimes will help you to find the liberation very easily. So then your own point of view, your own believing, your own patterns sometimes become a greater hindrance for yourself. And even very conventional life, that whatever the success or the whatever the happiness or the satisfaction you look in this very conventional life, maybe you can't find it because of your own thoughts, your own believing. So then how much you change the world or how much you change the outside thing doesn't work, because the problem within our own mind. So that's why when it comes to meditation, you give a very fair opportunity yourself, not even to hold it your own thoughts, but you just come to your moment of experience and you be with the moment of experience. So then it is not a kind of like a visualization or the dogma or the any believing or the following anything blindly. You just become more and more clear with the moment of experience. So that's why rather than following your thoughts, always remember to come to your primary mental object, what we practice here, observing our inhalation, exhalation. So then again and again, be sharp and be very clear and see yourself. Are you observing, are you experiencing your own inhalation, exhalation as it is, or it is a creation, or it is a kind of like a reflection of your own thoughts? So get out of that your own logical mind that happening within your own thought, and come to the reality that's mean moment of experience and be with it. And maybe for a moment you can come and again you go back to that, the whatever your thinking mind. Why it happened? Because before we hear this, that is what you used to do. And that habit is so strong and it has a long history. So that's why it may happen. But if your mind go back, bring it back again. And again, when you keep coming to your moment of experience rather than thinking mind, so then what happened by the time you expand the ability to keep connected to the moment of reality. So in that way, that what you experience as sensation going to become more sharp and clear, and then you recognize from the beginning, as a beginner, what you saw, your own breathing with your inhalation, exhalation is not the exactly happening there. Because in the very first level, it feels kind of like so rough, it's so long, and sometimes it's become very warm. So kind of like it has a different ways. But by the time when the body become more calm, when the mind become more calm, relaxed, so you recognize this inhalation, exhalation, little by little, going to become different. It has a different nature. So you are the one who need to see it and recognize. So then by the time it becomes so subtle and it becomes so soft. And sometimes, and even it is not going to recognize by sensation. You're going to recognize it by only moment of experience. And then by the time you recognize, it is just not the inhalation or exhalation independently, separately happening here, because it happens with the body and mind connection. See that when you recognize that, you are capable to recognize that you exist here, not independently, separately. You exist here with the help of far away from the mountain or the trees, the clouds. So with this everything. So in that very moment, your transformation happens. That because otherwise we always personalize, this is me, this happened to me, or kind of like that way. But now you experience your body, your mind, your breathing is not something happens separately, independently. It is the very result of this entire universe. So then there is no dualistic mind. Then you are a part of this entire world, entire universe. Then there is no separation. So that connection will bring the ability to get out of this egocentric, self-centered mind. And not only that, then deeply then you recognize that whatever you experience, it's moment by moment process. It is not something from this place to that place you go. Or it is not kind of like this is here and that is there. It's not like that. This all interconnected. And this all in the same journey towards same direction. And this everything part of the same energy. And this everything change. So once you understand that, it becomes an irreversible moment of experience and the wisdom. So with that, let's get into practice a little bit now. So your right palm on your left and neck head straight in one line, and be comfortable with your posture. So bring your attention to your body and scan head to toes yourself and say Sopateva, or may I be well and happy 3 times. Take a moment and think. We gathered here in this moment to practice this ancient meditation technique. All the Buddhas, all the enlightened masters followed this path and achieved wisdom. So we also gathered here to accumulate that knowledge. In this moment, with this sitting, may my body become more comfortable, may my breath be more smooth, may no difficulties come to me, may all the success come to me. Also think for a moment. This is the last moment we're spending in this very lifetime, and detach your mind from all your past memories and as well as any kind of future thoughts. Just try to remain in the present moment, observing the sensation of your inhalations and exhalations. So, in the beginning, deeply and gently breathe in, breathe out, and find the sensation, please. And allow your inhalations, exhalations happen itself. When it happens through the sensation, recognize it. Do nothing extra. Bring attention to your body, please. Observe your posture. We cultivate loving kindness and compassion in our heart and radiate it as a light through entire your compound, village, city, state, country, world, around this universe. Also, as far as you can, through galaxies, other planets, stars. Reminding yourself like this. With clear intention, mentally repeat after me. May all living beings in this universe be well and happy. May everyone be happy and safe. And may their hearts be filled with joy. May all living beings live in security and in peace. Beings who are frail or strong, tall or short, big or small, visible or not visible, near or far away, already born or yet to be born. May all of them dwell in perfect tranquility. Let no one do harm to anyone. Let no one put the life of anyone in danger. Let no one out of anger or ill will wish anyone any harm. Expand the loving kindness and compassion beginning from your heart. Forward. Visualize yourself and send it as a light. To your backside. To your left side. And to your right side. Downward. And upward. To all 6 directions at once. Like the moon, the sun, spread the light, spread the energy without any condition, without any limitation, without any resistance or without any judgment. Let your heart to shine with the loving kindness and compassion from the bottom of it with the maximum effort to the highest. Wishing yourself, may all living beings in this universe be well and happy. Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So first of all, we offer this practice to the great qualities of the Buddha, Dhamma, and the Sangha. And also by the power of this meritorious deed, may all of us attain to the supreme bliss of Nibbana. May all your guardian angels and deities will receive this merit and increase their longevity and protect all of you from any kind of planetary influences or any ill effects. Ittavata me sampadam punya sampadam sabbe deva anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya Imaya dhammanu dhamma patipattiya buddham pujemi dhammam pujemi sangham pujemi Addaya imaya patipattiya jati jara vyadi maranam ha paribunjisami idam me punya kammang asavakkaya vaham hotu sabba dukkha pamuccatu. Bless you.